The shit is up, my dudes. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I hope everyone is just feeling calm, stress-free, just like you would feel after listening to the entire Sleep Token Sundowning album. So now, the cycle is finally complete. We've had more than enough time to listen to all the 12 tracks, and I've been listening to this band for a long-ass time since Jaws. I absolutely love this band. The first 2 EPs are great, and the thing about Sleep Token, I'm sure everyone is aware, they're very unique, very special in the metal scene right now, and they're making a name for themselves. They're really picking up steam. Also, brilliant marketing strategies that they've been doing for the Sundowning album to do the waterfall kind of like single release. Anyway, besides the point, their first 2 EPs have something special, same with the singles that they release. But is Sundowning able to still capture what's been so special about them in the first 2 EPs, or is it kind of a little bit lackluster? I don't know. I'll give you guys my thoughts on each track, as well as the album as a whole. But first off, before we get into the album review, worship. Second off, I feel like that's enough chit chat, right? Let's fucking do it. So track 1, The Night Does Not Belong to God. With this track, it really sets the tone of the album with the beautiful keys and layered vocals. If this is your first time hearing Sleep Token, you might already fall in love with this track, but the thing about this song, as opposed to other album openers, is that this doesn't really encompass everything that Sleep Token has to offer. You're going to hear a lot of new surprises with the rest of the album, but for what this song is, it's beautifully layered, beautifully structured, with lots of detail in the keys and ambience, lots of vocal samples happening. It sounds really unique and fresh, and I believe the lyrics are talking about sleep and the deity. If you're new to this channel, first off, I don't really elaborate on the lyrics too much. That's not my strong skill set, but I talk about the music composition and how it made me feel. But for this song, it is a really nice, beautiful song. It's not my favorite song on the CD, and I wish it kind of opened with something else, something to kind of like hook you in a bit more. But for what this song is, it's a really good track. Yeah, just a solid track from Sleep Token. And something that I noticed that Vessel does is that in the verses, he likes to sing his vowels with extra syllables at the end, and then when it gets to the chorus, he uses a lot less oohs and ahs. You know, that's what they do to get that kind of like catchiness, I guess, and you'll hear that with Vessel, the way that he sings, he can make some really catchy melodies with his beautiful voice. Sleep Token, The Offering, track 2. So I already reacted to this song with Metal Babe. You can click on the link above to get my first impressions of the track. And it's still the same impressions that I have. This track is stellar. It really shows what Sleep Token is all about. I believe this song is a better representation than The Night Does Not Belong to God, where it has the breakdowns, the genty guitars with the pianos, the beautiful vocals. Honestly, these vocals are some of the best vocals I've heard in metal, and it's something unique where there's not so much grit. There's a lot of emotion to the vocals, and what I really like is the sampling that's happening in the background too. Behind the keys, you can hear some samples as well, and it's really, really cool. And okay, well, first off, the production is amazing in this album. You can hear so much soundscape. It's so full when you put on a good pair of headphones. And I really like how you can hear the left and the right cymbals crashing, or the drums just sound like a full arena room when you're listening to the drums on their own. And speaking of the drums, this is the first song on the CD, if you're new to Sleep Token, where it really shows the drumming, which is absolutely phenomenal. The way that the drummer plays is kind of like a drum solo the entire time. It's always doing unique fills, extra accents that a normal drummer wouldn't do, instead of just keeping up a beat with the vocals, which I really like because it's a good juxtaposition to the vocals. If you think this band is a very vocal driven band, no, you're going to get some surprises from the drumming, especially here. But solid track. If you want more of my thoughts, click on the link above. And I can lift you up. Your body is mostly blood. Track 3, Levitate. This song, another beautiful track that opens up with piano that is a constant build-up, and this is something that you're going to notice with Sleep Token's albums, is that their songs are progressively just going to climax. I feel like their songs, how it makes you feel, it starts off here and just continues to build up at the end. Some other songs on the CD don't follow that, but I feel like for the most part, that's kind of how they make you feel. They're after the first chorus with the Levitate into the second verse, you can tell that there's some more build up, more layers happening into the instruments. It's beautifully written. And then the song builds up to that climax at the end, which is like gives it like a nice post-rock feel. And this is something that I've kind of considered when talking about Sleep Token. If you want to describe what kind of subgenre they are, I call it like post-progressive metal. It's hard to put Sleep Token in a category, and that's what makes them so special. But there's some post-rock elements, and you can definitely hear it at the ending climax here. It sounds kind of like almost like Sigur Rós and very Icelandic, and you get that impression from the music video too for Levitate, and then that's the Icelandic kind of somber music, and this band really hits home with that. Levitate shows the variety in the band too. It doesn't just go to the breakdowns and uses that as a one-trick pony. It shows that they're capable of many different sounds, which is totally appreciated. Track 4, Dark Signs. Woo! This is a necessary track for the album. I was getting worried that the rest of the CD was going to follow into that piano kind of intro that led into the vocals, and maybe there's a gent breakdown. But luckily, this song is a good change of pace where there's a lot of like trap elements involved. It gives a nice bassy, dark vibe to it, hence why it's called Dark Signs. And I think this song, like a lot of their songs, are about relationships and how Vessel has dealt with relationships. So the lyrics can definitely hit home for a lot of people, and including me, like obviously with Metal Babe. I got a relationship going too. But no, seriously, with this song, it is just beautifully well written, and again, does that build up just like how they did in Levitate and Night Does Not Belong to God. The layered vocals, it's what you've heard, but the new trap elements give like a really cool vibe that you wouldn't expect from Sleep Token. It's the first time they're doing it, and it sounds really good. The thing about Sleep Token is that if you've heard their other music, I was getting a little bit worried that in a way they could be a one-trick pony with the beautiful music and the genty breakdowns, and that's their stick. But no, songs like Dark Signs show that Sleep Token has variety up their sleeve, and they're really trying to bring in new ideas to the fold. And this song, amazing track from Sleep Token.
You say you won't begin again. Capitulate and let me in, 'cause I am a fire.
This track though, holy crap, man. This song gives you the feels, gives you the goosebumps. This is exactly what Sleep Token is about, is that constant build-up, those beautiful vocals that just send you shivers down your spine, and the instrumentals, the drumming that is just absolutely insane on this CD. Holy shit. And even the music video is fantastic too, where it does cuts at the beat changes, and when it gets into that heavy breakdown at the end, this is one of the best breakdowns I've heard all year. Calling it right now. And when it gets into that breakdown, the visuals, at least from the visualizer, and when it gets all sharp and bright blue, it's so cool. It makes it such a visual treat while you're listening to the song. Lyrics are so interesting. I don't even understand what the lyrics are trying to say. This is a tougher song to analyze lyric-wise, in my opinion, but for what it is, it's captivating. There's a lot of allure, just like Vessel himself, in trying to figure out who these people are, and there's a lot of mystery to the band, just as there is mystery to the song. But I think this song in particular really does the transitions justice, where the second verse that goes into, about to go into the breakdown, where he does the vocal melody that leads into the next section, it's so well done that this song is just perfectly escalated. There's no jarring transitions. Not saying that there are jarring transitions so far, but I feel like this song is seamless in its build-up and to its execution, and it has everything that is great about Sleep Token. And what I do like about this song, particularly than others, is that I do like how there's a focus on guitar playing instead of piano. There's a reliance on the clean guitar being played that leads into that massive breakdown. I think that's kind of important because it was piano. And then to the genty guitars at the end, I don't think it would have been as seamless as just having a guitar riff kind of layer the backbone of the song. Seriously though, phenomenal track. The vocals, the layers, everything that you've come to expect, but with a beautifully executed breakdown that just is so hard hitting. I love the little harmonics that they do at the end. The extra change up in the second section of the breakdown is so heavy, and this song goes hard. Also, the song starts to show Vessel's screams a little bit more, which is totally appreciated, because if you listen to our other reactions to Nazareth, I was saying that I wish that there was more variety in his vocals, where the beautiful vocals are great, but when you're having this heavy kind of music, it'd be nice if there had some grit or distortion, and there's some grit and distortion and some good screams here, and this is a solid song, the best song on the CD so far. Another thing about Higher is that when you're listening to the drumming alone, it can be kind of hard to follow the beat at certain times, because I feel like there's a lot of offbeats in the drumming, and it's so, for music that can be very vocally driven, can also be challenging music instrumentally, and that's what I really, really appreciate about this band. Sleep Token, Take Aim. This is a good song. It is not my favorite song. I feel like this is a very skippable song, and I think why it is, it slows down the pace after having a song like Higher. How do you keep that momentum going? Take Aim is a nice song, and if it was written by any other band other than Sleep Token, it would be an amazing track. But I think Sleep Token just puts themselves so high up on the pedestal that when they write songs that aren't as strong, it's visible in the Sleep Token discography, but as music as a whole, still an amazing track. After a few songs into the CD, you can start to get the idea that some of their song structures do follow a pop kind of structure, verse, chorus. You know, it is effective, and I feel like a lot of the songs do follow the same structure with just different ideas when it comes to the chorus and verse. This song is a good song, but just like Take Aim, it can be a skippable track for me. It's still a beautiful song, but like I said, Sleep Token has some fantastic songs, and you just want to get to that. It really shows the vocal layers as well. Like you can hear like the little nuances, like the reverb in Vessel's voice too. Also the soundscape, the drumming just sounds like a big hall room. It just sounds loud and echoey. Beautiful song. Not my favorite song on the CD. The thing about Sleep Token I noticed is that everyone has different opinions of what song they like more. So Give could be your favorite song, but for me personally, I do skip it, and nothing has been able to top Higher and Dark Signs and The Offering for me. God, woo, shit. Okay, this comes in from the get-go and does not let go. This is a cool track and really shows the different side to Sleep Token, that hard-hitting, genty, Meshuggah-inspired riffs with that sick-ass drumming. Cool song, and what I really appreciate about this song in particular is the structure. Now, talking about structure again, like previous songs, I feel like this one's a little bit different in its sections where there's no chorus. It instead has pretty much two breakdowns with like in the beginning with like a sort of like hook in between that leads into the middle section, which is like a nice clean bridge that leads into another breakdown at the end. Sick track. I do wish it transitioned better from Give into Gods, because on the CD as a whole, you're feeling one thing and then God just boom, just hits you. Even though in the music video or the visualizer it shows the explosions going off, which is totally encompasses what this song makes you feel. It's just an explosive song, seriously. Cool track, and lyrics are intriguing. Still don't understand what the lyrics are trying to say, but if you guys do, then comment down below. But it's still not my favorite in comparison to Higher and Dark Signs, actually, yeah, and The Offering. This song is a cool track that really shows Vessel's screams as well, the Deftones kind of inspired vocals that has that distortion to his voice. A lot more hard-hitting, and again, I'm really glad that Vessel is bringing the screams, showing that he's capable of doing more things with his voice and having a good metal edge to his vocals, which I think is necessary if you're in a progressive metal band. And another thing about Vessel, while I'm still on the subject, his vocals have definitely improved over the first two EPs. There's a lot more variety in his vocals, but his voice seems to sound a bit more controlled now. Just something I picked up on, and you can tell that this CD is an improvement from their early work, which was already amazing. oh shit, okay, when this song first came on, I was pleasantly surprised. The beginning sounds kind of like a Final Fantasy intro with the keys, but it leads into this poppy, kind of sexy, kind of feeling song. The vibe is different, it's unique, and it has a good catchy melody and hook to it. I think this song in particular really shows the pop side of Sleep Token, but does it so friggin' well. The structure is cool too. You know, it's kind of that verse, chorus like I talked about, but it leads into that third chorus, which is massive. Oh my God, that climax is done so freaking well. Vessel's vocals, it has some grit to it. Almost sounds like Corey Taylor a little bit. The song is truly amazing. And the thing is, like, I do say that it's kind of like a pop sounding song in a good way. I'm saying that, but pop songs usually fall under 3 minutes. This is almost a 5-minute track that shows that Sleep Token is still being progressive when they're sounding a little bit poppy. But this song in particular is just absolutely amazing and holds the place to my favorite song on the CD so far, next to Higher. Both those songs can compete for different reasons. I actually don't know. I think Higher could be better, but Sugar is just as good.
Or is that a word to say?
All right, track 10, Say That You Will. First off, with the song structure, like I keep talking about with song structures, this one has the verse, chorus, but I appreciate that the bridge is basically how it ends the song. The bridge, I think, is the selling point to this song for me personally after with Sugar. It's a beautiful song, and I think what makes this a good song in its catalog as well is that ending instrumental section, and I think that's so important to have in a Sleep Token song sometimes, where Vessel takes a break from saying, because it could be a very vocal driven CD, so to have the instrumentals just show off those genty, heavy guitars with that sick drumming like I mentioned, it just escalates this song from being what could have been a good song to a great song, and it made it into a 5-minute track. And the song could have ended in 3 minutes too. They could have just made a small bridge with a final chorus, but that's not how a Sleep Token operates. Instead, they make the bridge extended with that awesome instrumental section. It sounds like progressive post-metal. I think that's a better way of saying it, actually. But yeah. Now with this track, beautiful song. However, it could be one of my least favorite songs on the CD. I feel like it just hasn't kept up the same momentum as the other tracks. And again, I do appreciate that they're trying new ideas here instead of doing the one trick kind of pony, which is like, you know, a build up to a massive climax. Doesn't mean I have to do that all the time, but the piano melody, which the falsetto kind of vocals, is something that we've heard already. And when you're 11 songs deep into it, it's not anything that's as amazing as the other tracks. Still a good song, but the structure is following the same kind of structure as many other singles on the CD. And the beautiful soundscapes, again, great. However, this is probably my least favorite song on the CD. Final track, Sleep Token, Bloodsport. Now I wish they kind of took out Drag Me Under from the album and put Bloodsport as track 11 and make that the end of the CD. Maybe make Drag Me Under as a B-side and release months later. But I do understand the marketing strategy behind releasing all the songs bi-weekly. It was very effective, got people talking. Speaking of people talking and trying to dissect who this band is, which is brilliant marketing, I like the idea of not having lyrics in the visualizer videos and just showing visuals. I think that's key because I'm assuming they probably want people to figure out the lyrics, try to write it online and try to dissect what's going on, just get more people talking about Sleep Token. Just smart strategy in my opinion. But yeah, I do wish that this was the final song, well, track 11, and they took out Drag Me Under, made it a B-side. But for this song, fantastic song. Amazing closer to the album. This is the most emotional track on the CD, and obviously with the very final section where he cries, very, very emotional. If I'm going through a hard time in my relationship, or I feel like the song definitely is about relationships. But yeah, if you're going through a hard time, tough patch, I can guarantee this song will hit you in the feels. Luckily, Metal Babe and I get along pretty well, so. But for this song in particular, great what I really like is the second verse where he brings in even another new idea to his vocals, which I really appreciate. After 11 songs, I feel like you've already kind of heard what Vessel is capable of, but no, he's got some grit to his vocals here, and I love the long notes that he's doing, and I kind of wish that he had more of that throughout the CD, just the long belting kind of notes, rather than the oohs and the ahs all the time, even though, of course, I love that. No, but Bloodsport, fantastic closer to the album, really shows the emotions that this band has, and it's a beautiful track. So if you stuck with me this far, then you know I have a lot of positives about this album. However, there are some negatives where I do feel like some of the songs do follow some of the same structure, and I would have liked some different structures in some songs. I feel like they can change the pace because a lot of the songs do have that build up to the ending climax, but that's what Sleep Token is known for. So what it is, it's awesome. It's amazing. Tracks like Sugar, Higher, The Offering, Dark Signs, Bloodsport, those songs really, to me, encompass what Sleep Token is about, which is just beautiful ambient music with lots of soundscapes, and then that heavy instrumentals with that sick drumming that really shows that this band is also for musicians as well as just casual listeners. This music can appeal to a wide audience, and it's something special and unique to the metal scene. And how does it compare to the first two EPs? Are they still able to keep what's special about them? Absolutely. They were able to keep the emotion and the mystery, the allure, like songs like Thread and the Needle from previous work, and still have that in songs now. The Night Does Not Belong to God, Dark Signs. But they also can show a heavier side that wasn't really seen in previous work, like Gods. Gods really shows a different side to Sleep Token, a much more extended, I guess, version of their heavy side, which is necessary for the album with a different kind of structure, which I really appreciate. But Sleep Token has definitely improved since their early work. This CD does have some same recycled ideas and some recycled sounds. In my opinion, some songs are definitely skippable as well, like Take Aim. Give is good, but I would skip it as well. Drag Me Under is skippable in my opinion. So the album as a whole, I do wish was a little bit more cohesive, especially in transitions. Like, for example, when it gets into Gods, it's a little bit jarring. That's just being super nitpicky because what Sleep Token has here is absolutely phenomenal. It's amazing work and really is a nice, refreshing take to the metal scene, which was so necessary. Holy shit. And all I gotta say is worship. But if I have to give this album a rating, an 8.8 out of 10. Similar song structures with some same ideas kind of being used has hurt the album from being a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. But there are tracks that do feel like 10 out of 10s to me, and that's Sugar and Higher. Those two songs are pinnacle of Sleep Token. But yeah, I'm glad the cycle is complete. The CD is absolutely amazing, and I'm excited to see Sleep Token live when they come to Toronto. Going to be an amazing show. Can't wait to hear how this music actually is performed live. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Sundowning. If you guys got a song recommendation for me, then comment down below. Spice up my life. I want to hear more music that sounds like this that isn't Sleep Token, because this is a very unique band in the metal scene, and I can't really think of another band that sounds like this. So if you know one, comment that down below. Other than that, thank you for tuning in. Till next time, peace.